Who's ready to get a little bit better? If so, say yes. Yes. You comment in comments. I mean, you can say it out loud if you want. That would be great. Guys, getting a little bit better is not a one-time occurrence. It's a decision of a way to live your life. And conversation I want to kind of drop into today really leans into that because how many of you been in the place where you're just tired? You're just flat out, worn out, depleted, tired. And maybe a lot of times when we get in that place, we feel often like things are hitting us from every direction, right? And it's this hit and then this setback and that setback. And to be honest, in the season in the world we're living in, this time in history, I don't know how they look back on a global pandemic and COVID and all these different things, but there's a lot of people as a result of the prolonged season. It's just going to be 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Woo! You're tired. And I mean, even in the midst of that, there's been loss and there's been so many changes and upheavals and so many different things. And the net effect is you're tired. Maybe you've lost your job or you lost a relationship, but you're tired. You lost income. You're tired. You're just tired. So what do we do when we're just too tired? Just too tired to deal. Just too tired to show up. Just too tired to figure it out. Just too tired to put more work in. I mean, I know I can push through, but I'm just too tired to push through. Too tired to hang on until I get a breakthrough. What if you're just too tired? Like, what do you do when you're in that place? It's not an easy place to be, and there's certainly not no easy button on this one. Like, there's not like, oh, just do this, you're good. It's a process, and it's a commitment to say, hey, when I'm too tired, I'm not going to give up. And one of my favorite Tony Robbins quotes, he says, "It's never a lack of resources. It's just a lack of resourcefulness." So like when we're tired, we just feel like we're so depleted. I don't have anything to give to others, even to myself. But like sometimes you got to step back and maybe become a little more resourceful. So what do I got here? I got like 5 points. We'll see if I add a bonus in here. But 5 things that I think are, and by the way, these have all been learned firsthand. Not something I've heard some people talk about these things, but these are things that I've had to live through and figure out, what do I do when I'm just too tired? There's been 2 instances in my life. This is a kind of funny story. There's one instance a long time ago when our lovely black Labrador, Lulu, God rest her soul, I came home and she had gotten old and she was very incontinent, not able to hold herself in for any prolonged amount of time. And I remember walking into the house and opening the door and going in. And it was one of those moments when you're like, bad things have happened in here. And it just reeked from the moment I opened the door and I walked in, and it wasn't poop or pee. It was doggy diarrhea all over the entire living room was just covered. And in that moment, you guys hear me a lot talk about you got to master your state, like master your emotions and your responses, right? I did not do that in that moment. Can I just tell you, it was bad. It was ugly. I don't think I punched a wall, but I kicked. I knocked over some stuff. I was like shouting. I was fuming. I was pissed off. I don't even like that phrase, but I did not handle it well. And after that, I had this moment of like, I remember the journal entry vividly. I mean, this was, almost a decade ago probably, but I remember it so vividly because I was like, if I cannot hold it together because my dog pooped on the floor, there's something wrong, Mark. Like, what's going on here? And then can we keep this real here a little bit? Because this morning, my dog, different dog, dear Delilah, she likes to bark a lot for no apparent reason. She's been doing it more and more often. I know all you dog trainers are going to be dropping me, like, do this, do that, please. Like, I'm all open to your wisdom, please message me. but she just started barking at me for no reason. And I picked up the dog tray and her food. First I yelled at her, and then I picked it up and I slammed it down. And then all the dog food spilled. And then I walked into the kitchen, I kicked the chair and I pushed the chair. I was like, my wife later, I said, I had a little meltdown. She's like, yeah, I heard it. I was in the bedroom. And so same thing happened in both scenarios. So I'm going to give you some practical real-time things why did that moment happen? That moment happened because I was a little tired, guys. Pushing hard, making changes, impacting people's lives, like 3 kids, married, ministry, business, like all these things. A little tired, right? So 5 things that can help you when you're just too tired. Real-time coaching, because this happened in my journal this morning. Step number 1, give yourself grace. Stop beating yourself up. It just doesn't work. Like, you just got to give yourself some grace and say, you know what? You ain't perfect. Sometimes you're going to kick a chair and it's okay. Like, it's not the end of the world. Just because I kicked the chair doesn't mean I can't talk to people about how to master their state, because that keeps me real. Like, guys, like, I got to work this just like you got to work this. Every day, I got to make decisions. I got to keep working it. And so, like, you don't arrive anywhere, so you've got to give yourself grace. So if you're tired, like, give yourself a little grace. Like, you know what? You don't have to be on 100% of the time. You don't have to have the answers all the time. You don't have to respond perfectly all the time. Give yourself a little grace, even if you feel like you don't deserve it. All right? So just like, take a couple deep breaths. Maybe take a walk in the park. Maybe just sit in silence. Maybe take a nap in the middle of the afternoon. Maybe schedule a day and tell people you're book solid all day and read a book, or go for a run, or veg out and watch Netflix all day. These are all different forms of giving yourself grace. Give yourself a break. Cut yourself some slack. You're not perfect and you don't have to be. Step 1, give yourself grace. Right now, giving myself a little grace, because I can share this with you guys, because I don't have the deception that I got to be perfect for me to be able to serve you. I think it actually serves you a little bit more when I mess the crap up in my life, and that's what happened. So, number 1, give yourself grace. Number 2, ask yourself why. Big question, ask yourself why, which is literally what I did in my journal. It's what I did a decade ago when that other instance happened. Why did this happen? This is what my answer was. I was tired. Like, started with, why did this happen? Like, and then I kept going. Like, is this a season? Is there unique circumstances going on in my life? Like, why did this happen? Did I not, like, your questions and answers might be a little bit different. Like, is there something stressful going on at work? Did something happen yesterday that I wasn't even connecting to this moment that, like, depleted me? Like, I had a really emotional conversation with somebody the day before, or like, I'm pushing for this deadline at work, and like, oh, okay, that happened because I didn't realize how much this big deadline, this big project at work was pulling energy from me, right? So start asking yourself some questions and say, why did this happen? Because you're going to find an answer. It could be that you're tired. It could be that their circumstances have changed. It could be a massive change in your life. It could be a global freaking pandemic. It could be a unruly kid. Like, now, of course, you got to take full responsibility for you, but like, what have been the factors contributing to it? And so ask yourself, why? Why did I do this? Is there a cycle? Is there a shift happening in my life? Is this temporary, or is this a cycle that I keep going through? So ask yourself why it happened. Number 3, evaluate your schedule. So we're going off this little piece of, okay, we kind of know the answer is we're tired. Now you need to look at your schedule and evaluate your schedule. Don't change anything. Just look at, like, an objective observer, and look at your schedule. What is on your schedule? Some of you, that's going to be hard because you don't keep stuff on a calendar or a planner, and that's why you're tired, because you're just doing whatever comes at you. It's urgent, it's important, it's urgent, but it's not important. You're doing whatever flies at you, and you got no plan, so you need to start creating a calendar and living according to your calendar. It's going to free you up in a whole lot of ways. But for me, I live by my calendar, and so that's what I did. I started to look at my calendar. Okay, what am I doing? Is there self-care on that calendar? Is there Are there time for friends on that calendar? Are there things that fill my tank? How much of my calendar is represented by things I'm serving and giving out versus moments and times scheduled when I'm receiving and getting filled up? How many hours of work? How many hours of family time? How many hours of downtime or white space? Truth be told, I don't have enough white space in my calendar. And so the first step was to evaluate the schedule. What are you doing? How's it affecting you? What are you doing? Just observe it, factually get the data. You're gathering data, because then the fourth step is what must change based on that information and data you got. So what must, don't say what might change, what could change. Write it in big capital letters, what must change based on the data you've collected. You're tired, you're worn out, this is why it's happening, and now I look at my calendar, this is everything that I'm doing. Oh, no wonder I'm tired, right? And some of you, your evaluation, which is kind of a season I'm in, you know what? Like things are leveling up, I'm doing more, I'm serving more, I'm stepping into more responsibility. So I am in a season where I just know the next 4 to 6 months, it's going to be a push. There's going to be a lot on my plate, and that's not going away. So what must change? I can't look at my calendar and say, well, I'm not doing any of it. I'm going to the beach for a week. Because some of you are like, I'm just too tired, and my only solution is I want to go to the beach for a week. Most of you can't get to the beach for a week. And by the way, if you get to the beach for a week, but you don't address the stuff that I'm talking through right now, you're going to come back tired and get up, and you're going to be great for like a month, and then you're going to end up right in the same mess that you were in, and you'll end up tired all over again unless you address it at a root level. So what must change? What do you need more of? What do you need less of? What do you need to carve out the space for? Who do you need to enlist as help in your journey? Who do you need to get on your team? Just had a conversation with my trainer this morning, and like we're making a strategy. Instead of trying to work out as much in person, we're going to add some virtual in so I can actually work out more but take less time out of my schedule. So those were things that after I did this journaling, like I'm starting to think different about solutions, because now I know what must change and what I need in my schedule so that I'm not so tired. Going through a season where I'm going to be pushing hard, but like I can still take care of me. You must take care of you. You are the only asset of you that you get. If you die, you ain't got nothing left. Okay? So you got to take care of you. What must change so that you take care of you, even if it's a busier, heavier season? All right? So what must change? And then the last point, make a plan, share it, and start small. I just lumped 3 things in there. So like from what must change, then you make a plan, right? Okay, so here's what's going to change. Here's what I'm going to do. Then you got to share it. I already had a conversation with my wife and said, hey, here's a couple changes, a couple things that I think need to shift. We need to adjust. So I made a plan. I shared it, and then I'm going to start small, not big. I'm not going to try and change 100 things at once. I'm going to start small, and you should start small too, because the compound effect of those small changes over time creates drastic impact and change in your life. So if you're just too tired, maybe you could take some of these points, give yourself a little grace, ask some questions as to why you're feeling that way right now, right? Look at your schedule, evaluate it, see what's happening literally, practically in your life, and then make some decisions. Like you have the power to do that, right? Make some decisions about what must change, and then create a plan, share it with somebody for accountability, and start small. Get busy doing the work. Actually, not get busy, slow down, because you don't want to get busy because you're tired, right? So start small, and that might mean small adjustments to your schedule. So, hey guys, I feel you. I see you. I know some of you are worn out and you're just too tired. You're too tired. You're too tired. Listen, take a deep breath. By the way, some of you in your plan, meditation should be in your plan. Some of you don't meditate. Breath work, the power of slowing down and just appreciating your breath, there is power in that, guys. And some of you, part of your plan, just like if you took 15 minutes a day, look up Wim Hof breathing exercises. And if you took 15 minutes a day to breathe or to meditate, it could totally shift how you show up the rest of the time. You might not get to sleep for another hour or 2 extra in a night, but like that time for you could fill your tank. So my last parting word of encouragement to you is, this too will pass. Whatever season you're in, however hard it is, however tired you are, listen, you still standing. Like, it hasn't taken you out. You're stronger than you thought. You're stronger than you know right now in this moment. And so this too will pass. Like, don't get overwhelmed. Don't get desperate. Like, tell the truth to some people around you. Get some help. Do these things that I'm talking through. Make some small changes. You're going to be all right. Listen, you are going to be all right. You're going to get through this. You're stronger than you know. So, hey, I love you guys. I hope this served you. I hope it helped you. If you're tired, go take a nap like today, this weekend, like just take a couple hours and just sleep. Watch the show or read the book. Like, give yourself some time soon just to give yourself grace and give yourself that space. I love you. This is where you should get off this video and go out there and give your greatness to the world, because somebody needs what's on the inside of you. If you don't take care of you with some rest, there's not going to be anything to give. So take care of you. Go give your greatness to the world. I love you guys.